Okay, this is a short video out there that I promised you. Actually, last week sometime I told you I would get it done, but for various reasons, out there. First off is I posted online the midterm practice final, and to be honest with you, this actually covers the final exam pretty well. Let me just kind of go over it real quick right here, right there. Now, this is not all the questions on the final exam that there, so the marks do not match up to 100, and I've changed the wording and changed some cases of problem. One important thing to mention here is that I've got a couple problems right here. Here, let me pull off my pen here so I can, okay, right here, kind of highlight here. You know, I guess this is not going to, oh, I guess I could, it's turned on. That there. Draw. Right here. These two problems right here, and I guess this pen, let me try the other pen. I'm using my desktop at home, and right there. C and D right here, and this one definitely does work better. Okay, these two things actually come from your microcontroller course. If you can't find those, then you need to do some research to look that up. But I'll tell you real quick, the answer of the crossbar in assigning the I/O is, of course, it goes through and it's a link between the configuration that you do in the 8051 part with Silicon Labs, and you select which I/O pins you need to use, and this actually assigns the various pins that there. This is just simply looking up that the part question D, simply looking up the various serial communication protocols for this part. You should be able to find a list for them somewhere out there. Okay, these come straight, question 2 comes straight out of the book right there, and you know, there's a whole section on it, explains what a tuple is versus a list. Here, I did not cover this in class, but you have to write a function that receives two values and receives the highest value. Then you have to show me how to call that function, and this is easier. Call this function to do in OneNote than is doing this in Word. That there, and then the last part of this one here is you write a program. So actually, question 2. The first part of it is just explaining that the next 3 parts are basically the steps in how you would write a program that would determine the highest value of two inputted values. So again, you're going to have to use the input function for this right here. So again, you need to know how to do that there. You need to learn how to write a function. You know, I covered that briefly in one of the classes, but right there. But write a function that there, and that's just, you know, define and you list the function. And there's some examples of that there you can find online. Question 3, again, write a function, simulate the throw of 1 die. You did 2 dice in the craps game, so again, it's similar to that. You're going to write a program they want to play. If they answer yes, then throw the dice and tell them that they win. So you'll write a program. And then 3 is you're going to go through and determine what the output of this is, right there. So, right there. So, and then print 0 at the end, right there. Question 4: why would you want to use Raspberry Pi headless? Of course, you might have to define what headless means, right there. So, you got this term headless right here. You need to define what that is. The next one is, and I that there, it should be, does the Raspberry Pi use an operating system? And if so, what choices are there? So the third one is, how do you get the operating system onto the Raspberry Pi? I did that in class, went through the demo right there. And then the last part of this question is define, tell me what these various pins are that I list 5 pins. Here's a header strip from the Raspberry Pi 3. Okay, that's the midterm, and that's the final exam except for problem 5. Problem 5, unfortunately, looks a lot like this. Right there. This is your midterm project right there. So write a short program that will control a washing machine right there. And I give all the various types of things that they're actually right there. So again, this is a fairly difficult one. Now I'm going to give you a couple of a link to a program talking about, you had some hints, somebody wants some hints. I'm not going to go through and give you the hints on this one here, but what I posted online was a link to this site here. Hopefully it's still there. Yeah, here it is, right here. Now this is how to do a traffic light. Now this traffic light, there's actually a better one than this, but this is one here. This does a simple one. Now this doesn't take any inputs right there. So you need to put some inputs in, and there's another traffic light program. And you just do Raspberry Pi, and actually I don't know what happens if I say washing machine. There might be an example on that online right there. Idea monitoring washing machines right there, monitoring washing machines that notify. Okay, here is one that unfortunately you have to, that their wiring, install images. I don't know if you have to join this site or not, that there. Okay, this just shows, but again you can look at this particular one right here. Create right there, Raspberry Pi with solder Arduino 3. This one's using an Arduino, that there, but Pi driven washing machine, this is probably the one. Main motor that there, pressure thing to detect the water level. And this kind of goes through, this is an idea, that's where I got the idea, that there, this doesn't give you the solution, obviously, right there. So this is our Arduino, here we go, that's monitor, connected washing machine right at the Raspberry Pi. Let me go back to my stoplight search and find the one that I was looking for right here. And again, that's project 5. There was one that actually, this shows it again in a little bit more detail. Again, this one doesn't take any inputs right there. You need to be able to input the various and I said there's 2 inputs here, the start and the D, and what is the door. The machine door is open, that their fill time required to fill the machine. This one I don't have any sensors to tell when it's full or empty right there. The drain, that there, timer reset right there. In other words, activate the pump, and then you need to drain it, so you need to have a little time. I'll give you a time drain, time fill, time rinse, time wash. I'll give you that there. I don't think I gave you a time for spin right there. the speed control right there. So you can kind of assume what that there, but you get the basic idea on this here. So you've got the doors open, the start time, drain. The drain time is given, the time to fill the tank, the rinse time, the spin time, the wash time, agitate the motor, enable the motor. Now this here again, activate the actuator mechanism. That there, those are two. You got the speed control again, that there, and the motor. I don't tell you what the speed control. Oh, here it is right here. The speed control right here is S, right there. 0 for wash and dry, 1 for spin. So again, the spin dry is right here, right there. So again, you have the two inputs, and you need to just simply do a while and just hang there as long as those are active. That there, wait for the push buttons to be pushed, or for you to move the wire. That there. So if you look at the code. And I put the code actually on OneNote right here. Let me make this larger. Here I did it with red light. You'll need 6 of those right there. Now you've got some functions here. Write code to turn on the red light. Right here. Right here. This one here just simply turns on the various lights. Now you can do that in a function. Now to sleep. Now what you need to do, if you have the push button, instead of sleeping, you need to put a while loop in there. And let me just do a quick search on a while so you can see what a while looks like. I know I did in class, but while Python right there, and it looks like this, and you just simply say while that there, and you just simply indent and just do nothing right there. So the infinite while. So you do the while, and it could be something like that. So again, you need to do a little research on that there. There's plenty of help on the web to do that, just right there, because right there. So that's the project right there. And at the same time, if you can do this project, you can do the final project question. The final project question is not the same, but it's of a similar nature right there. So again, one of the things we've got here is that if the door is open, you just stop everything right there. You know, well, that there, and again, you need to look at the door right there. If the door opens, then you just stop the machine right there. And and then the start button starts it right there. So if you don't incorporate the door, I'll take points off, but you won't fail. The door is probably the hardest part to put in this right here. So, but that's basically it. Again, I put up the code for not this project, the one that I posted this one here. This is the one right here, and I put the code up for this right here. Now you don't need to go through all the various steps in this particular one as far as building, because you're not building a stoplight. You know, all you have is the various LEDs for the outputs. So as you look at the project, I'll close the project, open, right there. These are the outputs. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LEDs. I would set those in a, you know, do a clear all and then set the right ones and write a function for clearing all is the way that I would do it, but you can do that however you want. But that's essentially it. That's what's on the final project. And again, the final exam is not this problem. I will stress that, but it's one similar to this right there. And it's one that you should have seen as you're doing that if you follow the examples, actually. Right there, I can tell you right there. So I'm sure that some of you probably will have some more questions. Maybe after we can schedule a meeting. I'm going to go ahead and stop this and post it.